know Richarlison would have been banned anyway if he was still here, but does the injury to Dominic kind of emphasise the need to get in further striking reinforcements? And with that in mind, is Armando Broja one of those targets that you could possibly be looking to bring in?
Well, I wouldn't speak about other targets individually, but I think in the area of the pitch, yeah, I think we're obviously aware of what we have. We lost Richarlison, who was versatile across the front as well, so I know we brought in Dwight, but we're very aware of areas where we want to strengthen. And I suppose, yeah, look, going into the first game with Salomon suspended as well makes it pretty clear that might be one of the areas we look at.
I'm going to throw a few more names at you though anyway. Obviously, Onana is another player that's being linked to bring in midfield. Idrissa Gueye, I wonder what's happening as regards the potential for him coming in. And Conor Cody, a reinforcement at the back. Any truth in that as well?
I think you know the answer. I'm sure you've got to ask the question, but you know, I wouldn't. It's standard procedure, is it not? And I think only right and respectful to not speak about other players individually. I think a lot of clubs with this window going into the season, a few weeks, will be making movements in the first few weeks of the season. I don't agree with it, but it is what it is. Some clubs probably keep their cards close to their chest because of that, and waiting to see what happens at the end of the window on deadline day. So I don't know. We know where we want to get to. It's much better to keep that probably pretty private at this point. I know that's not the answer that you want.
But to bring in further players, you're going to have to move other players on. And we spoke a lot about availability last season. So I wonder if there's any light you can shed on the futures of the likes of Yerry Mina and Andre Gomez, who haven't always been as available as you would have liked.
No, there is no light, because while players are our players and playing for Everton Football Club, then they need to be ready to play. And Andre, unfortunately, has an injury. Yerry doesn't. Yerry's fit to play. And while they're here, they give everything. And with the players I've got here, that's something that I absolutely saw. In the end of the season, they give everything for this club, and they have to continue to do so. In terms of the balance of the squad, that's for us to take a general view on. But whilst players are ours, then they're absolutely ours.
But in terms of being able to do that further business and in strengthening the squad, do you have to move some of that squad on?
No, there's no have to about it. Again, it's a continued assessment and a balance of a squad that you feel is competitive in terms of number and in terms of quality, but not too big in terms of numbers, because that can be a problem. And we're not at a stage, or I'm not at a stage to sit here and go, that's that, and cut and dry. We have to assess it as we go along.
How happy are you with the business that you've already done? And I suppose, have you got an indication as to whether you feel that the squad is better equipped now to challenge higher up the table this time around than it did last season?
Well, I'm pleased with the players you brought in, because that's what we're here for. We're here to assess the squad and make the right decisions. And as a coach, I'm a big part of that decision-making process. And James, we got early, which is great, and he's already behind the scenes and on the pitch in pre-season showed a lot of the qualities that I expected from him. So I'm very pleased with him. And Ruben and Dwight, I think in our last game against Kiev, showed glimpses of what they can do, and hopefully they'll only get better as they settle into the squad. In terms of last season, we finished where we were for a reason. We lost Richarlison, who's a big player for us. So I think it's very important that we keep a real calm and balance about where we want to get to, because we have to assess where we are once the window shuts and where we want to be, and be realistic about that. But the job is not for me to sort of just predict too far into the future. But my job is to concentrate on Chelsea, and then Aston Villa, and then Nottingham Forest. And that's important for us to try and get a start that makes us feel confident and better than we did at times in the second half of last season.